Hello everybody and welcome back once again to Knights of the Old Republic 2. We are here trying to look for this lost Jedi that is apparently hiding out somewhere. They were supposed to be in the Enclave, but we didn't find them in the Enclave. We only found this disciple dude in the Enclave, so we shall see what's going on. Hopefully. Oh. Well, there he is.
Halt, settler. This is a restricted area. How the hell did you get through the Kinrath? You should leave.
So the mercenaries are branching out into kidnapping now.
This isn't kidnapping, this is bounty hunting. This Jedi is worth a lot of credits on Nar Shaddaa, and we're collecting. I'm gonna say this nice and simple for your little calf-hurting head. Unless you want to wind up dead, leave now.
Can I ask you a question?
I'm not in a question-answering mood. You're not supposed to be here. Leave or face the consequences.
Can we work out some sort of deal?
I follow my orders, and nothing you can offer will change that. Besides, we're gonna get rich off the bounty for this Jedi.
I don't want to fight, but I can't let you take Vurk to Nar Shaddaa.
I warned you, but I'm glad you didn't listen. Attack, men!
Always rushing into action without thinking of the consequences. What? You're expecting thanks? Kunda is in danger, and you've ruined the best chance of averting a full-scale conflict.
Yeah, because that totally wasn't going to happen anyways. Always a pleasure, Vrook. I see you still have your cheery disposition.
Is this a joke to you? People's lives are at stake. Every action has consequences, no matter how small or insignificant they seem. And even the smallest choice has the potential for harm.
So does inaction.
Mandalorian Wars was proof of this. Intentions mean nothing if a greater tragedy is caused.
Yeah, same could be said about your inaction. The Mandalorians had to be stopped. The Jedi Council was doing nothing.
Did you think rushing into battle against the Mandalorians did anything but bring more harm to the galaxy? It only served to bring about a second war more dangerous than the first. Countless Jedi died in both conflicts, and everyone who followed Revan and Malak died or returned to the dark side. Except, conveniently, you.
Yeah, it's funny because some would say, as a matter of fact, many would say, that the Mandalorian Wars was pretty much the Council's fault. Because they decided that inaction was the best action to take, and it forced Revan and Malak to go to war. And Revan and Malak going to war is what caused the Jedi Civil War. So, in effect, both of those wars were your fault. Interesting, isn't it, Vrook? How that can be turned around there. Revan and Malak were misguided, but without them, we'd all be speaking Mandalorian.
Revan acted. You acted. There's no way of knowing what would have happened had you trusted in the Council, much like what you have done today. Enough of this. This is not the time for such arguments.
Yeah, because you know you're fucking wrong.
Themselves with the exchange and are planning to attack Kunda. They've been holding off for the right moment. And now, since they lost their captive Jedi, they'll attack immediately. I'm going to try to reach Administrator Adari. Time is of the essence.
Eat a dick, Vrook.
You are the Jedi I've heard reports of, and I am Azkul, leader of the mercenaries on Dantooine.
I've learned that you are planning an assault on Kunda.
That is correct, and I want you to help me.
Why would I help you?
According to my reports, I have 4 times as many soldiers as the militia, and I'm committed to taking Kunda. It is inevitable that I will succeed. If you wish to avoid my men eradicating the people of Dantooine, you will make it easier for me to take Kunda. Of course, I will pay well for your services.
No thanks, Cyclops.
You'd better reconsider. I can't have a Jedi interfering with my plans. There is a considerable bounty on your kind that I will collect on, unless you're working for me.
Again, No thanks, Cyclops.
Men, I trust you can handle this Jedi.
Yeah, I don't think so. But we'll see.
I see you have found the elusive Master Rook. He's told me that his rescue complicated our situation to some degree. I can't say that I anticipated that. I thank you for finding him, though. Rook has informed me that the mercenaries devised a plan of attack to annihilate Kunda itself. I must ask for your aid again, Jedi. Zeron says that even with a plan, the mercenaries have to gather their forces, then coordinate their assault. So we still have time. I'm afraid the militia has not been adequately trained for the task that befalls them.
Can you give me anything to help?
I have instructed the militia and other Kunda personnel that you are to be provided with anything that can be spared. Unfortunately, that isn't much.
Who knows about the attack?
Right now, just us and the militia. I don't want to create a needless panic. But be assured I will make sure that all civilians are warned in time, so they can get to safety. Though if we lose this battle, nowhere on Dantooine will be safe for settlers for long.
What can I do to help?
Our militia is effective at peacekeeping, but isn't prepared for a full-scale battle. If you can do anything to ready them for the reality of it, that would be helpful. Besides that, look around Kunda and see what you can do to strengthen our defenses. I know that we don't have the perimeter turrets online, and that alone could make a significant difference. Zeron says there is a considerable chance they will breach Kunda itself. Anything you can do to slow them down could turn the tide of battle.
I'll check out Kunda's defenses then.
Here is a MasterCard key that will open all of the security doors inside Kunda. Anything that might aid you in your task, please use. Soon, all the civilians will be evacuated. So if you have any business with them, I suggest you take care of it. Whenever you are ready to finalize the defenses, talk with Zeron.
Okay. Let's see what we can do. Alright, so we healed all the wounded militiamen, so hopefully that'll be a good help. Alright, upgraded and got all these droids up and running, so hopefully that'll help too. So we got the turrets up and running, so they will attack anybody who tries to come close to us. Okay, so we got the mines placed. I think that's pretty much it. There's a door problem, I guess, but maybe we can station people in front of that door? We'll see. But if that's the only problem we have, then I'm not really that worried. Ooh, actually, let's go try and see if we can get the scavengers to join us. They might be willing to fight for some money. Oh, and we also got the Mandalorians to leave. That's right, we got the Mandalorians to leave, so that's a little bit less on the side of the mercs. Alright, well, let's get it started.
I was right about you. You are merciful.
Alright, I'm ready to finalize the battle plans.
You sure? Once we're done with that, there may not be...
Wait, hold on.
That's fine. I was right about...
Done some things around Kunda to help with its defenses.
That's good to hear. Fill me in on the details when you...
Okay. I'm ready to finalize battle plans.
You sure? Once we're done with that, there may not be any time left before the mercenaries attack.
Yep, I'm certain. Done all I can.
Alright. Then we got a lot to do.
Oakley dokley. Let's get it done.
Since you are here to bolster Kunda's defense, I will hurry to the mercenary camp and delay their assault however I can.
Okay. Just don't set off my
I
shit.
imagine that the mercenaries have got two goals in this whole thing. Kill me and kill the administrator. The rest of the settlers won't have courage to resist if they succeed.
Alright. So what's the plan?
locked up in her office tight, which means that the mercs have to go through us and Kunza's defenses. Thanks to you, they're gonna have a tougher job. That's about
Hopefully.
it. Now, we just need to dig in and wait for the mercs to come.
Okay. Have you talked with the men?
Well, I'll tell them what's there to do. I'm not much for words.
I think they could use some encouragement. Maybe I could speak to them?
All right, I'll assemble the men. I hope you can speak good.
Oh, I can try. Okay. We're going to tell them... We're going to remind them that their friends and family are counting on them. What we're about to do is dangerous but important. Important for friends and family. Armies want to take everything worth taking from you. Enemies want to take everything worth taking from you, and we have to give it our all to stop them. So look around you. That's what we're fighting for. Each one of us has to back the other up. We can win this if we work as a team. Now, one of them wasn't too jazzed about that.
Words than me. I think it'll really help. Let's get ready for the mercenaries. If we fall here, all of Dantooine falls with us.
Let's see what happens. Okay, knocked a few out there. Turrets online. Shooting down enemies. Apparently. Alright, let's see guys kick some ass. Good job so far. Hey, you gonna do it? Maybe. Come on, get him down. Good job. Okay, are you gonna win? Maybe not. Oops.
So you're the Jedi. I take it you are responsible for the surprises we've had during this battle.
Yeah.
Stand aside. Our quarrel is with a distinguished administrator. This isn't your problem.
You don't want to fight. Throw down your weapons.
Is that supposed to convince me, Jedi? I was trained by the Sith.
Of course you were.
My unit killed many Jedi. I'll give you one last chance. Leave the administrator to her fate.
Why do you want her dead?
She's inconvenient and doesn't know the chain of command. She will pay for that.
Inconvenient. Okay. You can still back away.
You have no idea who you're talking to. I was going to spare your worthless life. I see I was in error. I was trained at Magnus Academy. Your tricks won't work on me. You're just another dead Jedi to me.
Sorry I was held up, but it looks like I've arrived in time to pull you out of your predicament.
Kill them all.
Yeah. You're gonna have problems with that. That was pretty easy.
Thank you so much for your aid. You can be sure that Dantooine will not forget how the Jedi protected us.
Cool. I'm happy to help.
We are a humble community, and this conflict has greatly diminished our resources. I hope this reward will be sufficient.
Please keep the credits and use them to rebuild Kunda.
I am humbled by your generosity. I will put this to good use. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have much work to do. Dantooine will be slow to rebuild, but I am confident now that we will one day achieve prosperity.
Good.
Kunda is safe in no small part due to you. I feel certain that the administrator wouldn't have made it without your assistance. I may have misjudged you. In any case, I am free to talk about whatever you wish.
Yeah, I think you did misjudge me. Let's ask, what happened to the Jedi?
We're at war, but but it is unlike any war we have fought before. We have yet to even meet our attackers in battle. Somehow our enemy is targeting us through the Force, striking, then retreating to the shadows. The gathering of any Jedi seems to attract them like a beacon. So it was necessary to divide our forces and conceal ourselves for a time until we could learn more of this threat.
Like on KOTOR?
How did you know of KOTOR? Few knew it was one of the gathering worlds for the Jedi. But yes, KOTOR was one such place. Now the planet is no more. Master Zar, Master Dorak, and many more perished there, and we do not know why or how. But all life on the planet ceased to exist. I was not on KOTOR when it was destroyed, but now that it is dead, it has left its echo, like Dantooine. It was after KOTOR that the few of us left realized that wherever we gathered, we were placing others in danger, not just Jedi.
Let's talk about something else.
You have more questions for me?
Mm-hmm. I guess let's ask him how he felt, I guess, about casting us out of the Order.
Because you defied the Council and followed Revan to war. And from that war came another. Do you know how many worlds were destroyed in those wars? Dantooine, Telos, Sirocco? Do you see now why we counseled caution instead of action? You were the only one to come back and face judgment. But that was because you had lost your connection to the Force. Another casualty war. No doubt you still blame us for your exile. I had hoped your isolation would give you time to reflect on what had happened, what you had done. But I see it as not. You have more questions for me?
I didn't blame you. Let me ask him about cutting us off from the Force. We know that it wasn't necessarily them, it was the war, but...
We did nothing to you. Accuse us if you will, but it will not change the truth. Cutting one off from the Force. Such punishments are reserved for only a few. Although it was within our power, we did not inflict such a loss upon you. Your loss was a casualty of war, no more.
Okay. Then what happened to me?
Perhaps that is a question you should ask yourself. It is not something I could help you with, even if I wanted to.
I've re-established my connection to the Force.
Perhaps it is Dantooine, but I do not feel such from you. I feel nothing but what I felt in the Council Judgment Chamber on Coruscant so long ago. Still, you and your connections were often a subject of debate in the Council. It is possible that returning to known space, journeying with others, has caused the Force to stir within you again. Do you have more questions for me?
Yeah, okay. So, he's not really gonna connect with us on anything. Let's see, do you know anything of Force bonds and how to end them?
Force bonds? Yes. It is the bond that grows between master and student. Are you saying you have bonded with another?
Yes, and the connection is lethal.
Such bonds normally grant strength to both, but not to such a degree. Are you certain? Perhaps it is merely what you believe. Still, your ability to form such connections, to influence others, was always a subject of discussion, even when you were a student here. Perhaps it is a punishment of a sort. But a bond that ties two lives together, such bonds do not seem natural to me. And with your loss of connection to the Force, it seems such a connection would be impossible.
Again, I've re-established my connection to the Force.
Perhaps it is Dantooine, but I do not feel such from you.
Of course, because you're clouded by your own pride. So.
It is possible to return. You have more.
Yeah. Okay. Sith revealed themselves.
Have they? I've seen no evidence of them upon Dantooine. Only murderers and rapists.
So you just look at what's right in front of you instead of, feeling with the Force. That's a good thing for a Jedi to do, right? They exist. They've already attacked me.
Why would they attack you? You are no Jedi. You cannot feel the Force.
Except I fucking can. I've reestablished my connection to the Force. Again.
Perhaps.
Yeah, of course. Yep. It is possible that returning to known space, blah, 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 though it seems unlikely the Sith would bother with you. Man, you have really held on to your, fucking arrogance, Vrook. Jeez. So you don't think I'm telling the truth?
For some reason, I believe you. Still, I am curious as to how they would know to find you. Your trial was not public knowledge. Regardless, these Sith have struck, and you survived. This is more knowledge than I had before. And that means the Jedi may gather. If you can find others, or find some trace of the Sith threat, then we shall gather here on Dantooine. And from there we may decide what can be done. Do you have more questions for me?
Not really. That's about it.
I suppose there is something I should show you that will keep you alive long enough to prove useful. You may lack the discipline for this, but I will attempt to teach you anyway. This form is considered the pinnacle of Force mastery. Now watch carefully. This subtle technique enhances the duration of many Force powers at your disposal. However, the focus required for this form can drain your energy quickly and leave you vulnerable to Force attack.
Okay.
I don't know how you learned that so quickly. Still, your form is sloppy. Keep practicing to tighten it up and you'll be fine.
This dude's not even, like, endearingly douchey. He's just a fucking arrogant douche. Whatever. At least he's there. At least he's on our side. That's all that fucking matters, I guess. Fucking asshole. Anywho. Got that one. So let's go ahead and go find the next Jedi. Jeez.
There is something I have observed, and now I feel I must say it. I have found your presence to be inspiring. With your growth in the Force, you seem to have found your center. And throughout the dangers we face, you remain calm and focused.
You're right. I've never felt better.
I understand now why others followed you to war. Perhaps that is what leadership is. And it is something I have seen in only a few during my travels. In any event, it has been some time since I traveled with a Jedi, nor one so firmly upon the path. I wanted to thank you. I fear the stories that were spoken of you have misrepresented you. And if I have the opportunity, I shall reverse them whenever they arise.
Thank you for your kind words, but they're not necessary.
Very well. Then I shall keep my favorable opinions to myself. That is hardly surprising.
You look familiar to me.
You are correct. I am afraid I have not been entirely open with you concerning my past. If I look familiar, it is because we have met before, at the Enclave on Dantooine, many years ago. As on Coruscant, Force-sensitive children are taken to Dantooine as well. Though it is done rarely and only with those they believe are destined to become Jedi Knights. It is the secret nature of the place. If you are not chosen by a master when you have come of age, however, then the path of the Jedi is denied to you. I met you on Dantooine, long ago, briefly. You taught us how to move within the Force, and see it flow within others. How to see it in the behaviors of others, and use that sight to achieve truth. It is difficult to explain the difference between you and Master Vrook, but I think it is because he was knowledgeable, but not a leader, not a mentor. You were different. We could all feel it. And I knew that if I were to have a master, I would want it to be you. And then you went to war. Many Jedi went to war, and the Jedi Masters proclaimed that you were Jedi no longer. Atris, the mistress of the Archives, was first among them. I knew at that moment that if you would no longer be a Jedi, then you must be correct. I realized I did not want to be a Jedi. Instead, I wished to follow your path. And in any event, there was no one to train me, even if I wished it. They all went to war, as I grew past the age of acceptance.
But the Force, the path of the Jedi, you abandon it?
It is possible to forget the Force, you know. If you have not felt it strongly enough, then there is little to miss. But I never felt the Force as strongly as I did when I was with you. And so I decided to serve the Republic, study the Jedi teachings, gather them perhaps. It was important to me to understand the Jedi now that they were gone. I felt some part of you should be preserved, so that your lessons would not be lost.
I'm sorry that my leaving for war had such consequences on your future.
Perhaps. I still harbor doubts about the path I walked.
I could train you to feel the Force again.
It is not time, if there ever is a time.
Ah, well. So now you're some sort of spy for the Senate?
I am on a diplomatic mission. I am one of several tasked with attempting to contact any remaining Jedi and convince them to return to the Republic.
Have you had any luck?
I do not think it is a matter of luck or chance. Only my own inability to find them. While the Enclave trained me for many things, I'm afraid that the life of a bounty hunter was not among them.
You can say that again.
I suspect my turning away from the Force is also a hindrance in such cases. I imagine the Jedi would be easier to find if I still maintained my connections to the Force.
I've found some of the lost Jedi.
You have? Where have they gone? And why?
They seem to have scattered over the past few years across various planets. It's as if they went into exile.
Like you? Curious. It is unlike the Jedi to vanish when the Republic is in need of them. And the Republic is more in need of them now than ever.
I think they've gone in search of what made the rest of the lost Jedi vanish.
What was that? Do you know?
I think they're being hunted, and they're hunting me as well.
Perhaps the Sith have learned from Malak's defeat and have chosen a different tactic. It is like them to strike from the shadows. This has Revan's mark in things.
But I thought Revan had redeemed himself by defeating Malak.
Yes, but there is much of Revan's legacy that was not undone in the Jedi Civil War. I suspect these assassins are one of them. Master Vandar spoke of these assassins in the council chambers. They were used before large assaults on planets and Jedi to weaken them. Forgive me, you are that Jedi. But the records are somewhat evasive on why this was done. I wanted to discuss why you chose to leave the Jedi Order and accept exile.
I left to protect the innocents on the Outer Rim.
I see. And because you went to war, they cast you out?
That was my belief, but recent discoveries seem to indicate there may have been other causes.
Do you have a record of this trial?
Yes. T3 has a copy of it.
Perhaps I shall examine it when I get the chance. With your permission.
You're free to do so. I trust you. Go ahead.
I appreciate your trust. Thank you. I have studied the holorecord of your trial. I am unsure what to make of it. I must confess that I was searching for some meaning beyond the records. A reason for why one would leave the Order.
Why?
Did you know that exile is a rare sentence? It is not really something that the Order can enforce. Believe it or not, it was really your choice.
You saw the record. There was no choice. It was a sentence.
I don't think so. Perhaps some of them felt strongly about your sentence, but I think something else concerned them. Again, the choice to turn away was yours, not theirs.
Why does this interest you?
Because I, too, turned away from the Order. Under less extreme circumstances, perhaps, but stemming from the same reasons.
I still don't believe exile was my choice.
I'm not certain I do either, but it is something worth considering.
Okay.
Then I shall speak no more of it. Yes? Is some...
Had some
That
questions.
is hard.
I could train you to feel the Force again.
I think you are right. It is time. I have watched you. You have become strong in the Force again. But that is not all. You have achieved a center in the chaos around us. I have felt it, my master. The one intended for me. left to fight in the Mandalorian Wars. Now she has returned. And I ask her now she will train me in the ways of the Force.
I will train you.
The one who was to be my master was lost at Malachor 5.
So it ends.
I want you to teach me the ways of the Force. To become a Jedi.
So it ends. What?
What I meant to be.
So it ends. My exile ends? What do you mean, Kreia? What the fuck? Just popping up out of nowhere to say, so it ends. Alright. Then let us meditate and open ourselves to the Force. Imagine the initial teachings of the Jedi, your first steps within the Enclave. Whoop. Remember the wind among the plains of Dantooine and feel the life around you. Think of what you felt when our paths crossed again. And at last, see the galaxy through the Force. The disciple has taken his first steps on the path of a Jedi Consular. He will grow in ability as he travels with you and learns what you know of the Force. Interesting. So now we have, like, fucking, what, three Padawans now? We've got Vsauce, Disciple, and fucking whatever his name is. Atten. Yeah, Atten. Sorry. Massive fucking brain fart. But yeah, we have 3 fucking Padawans now. So that's interesting. Alright, time for the last world here. We're gonna go to Korriban. Some big ol' statues. Kind of looks like the stuff that we saw on Duxon at the Sith tomb.
We've hit the ground. This is Korriban. Why would one of the Jedi you're looking for come here?
It seems quiet. Just the wind. But deep beneath the surface, you can feel the pain of what took place here. There's great power in this place, for those who can hear its call. There is much that would draw a Jedi to this place. The resting grounds of the ancient and more recently departed Sith contain many teachings believed lost. The most likely place to find our lost Jedi is the ruins of the old academy.
Oh. So this is a Sith tomb. Or a Sith graveyard, I guess. There's multiple tombs. What happened here?
It was said that Revan intended to return to Korriban to subdue any potential Sith insurgents, but Revan disappeared. It took a year or two for the Republic to send a force here to deal with any Sith that may have remained. They found Korriban much as we have, barren and lifeless. It was assumed that the remnants of the Sith turned on each other, vying for what little power remained. The Republic found evidence that several Sith Lords escaped Korriban, fleeing to remote sections of the galaxy.
Do you think there are any living Sith here?
As lifeless as it seems, the dark side is very strong here. The Sith Lords would not ignore such a powerful place. There is much that can be learned, even here.
Okay, well, let's head out.
If you walk Korriban's surface, you shall walk it without me.
Why won't you come with me?
I cannot. This place is strong with the dark side. It is difficult to center myself here. Korriban holds few secrets from me, but much that you should learn.
Fine, I didn't want your company anyway. Bitch. Nah. Korriban doesn't look that bad. I'm not afraid.
Perhaps not. But I would caution you to guard your feelings carefully here. Korriban attacks the spirit and the body, and there have been few who can fight its power.
Okay. Fine. Very well. Stay here and keep the engines primed in case we need to leave quickly.
I will remain here and meditate. Our link remains. I shall contact you and provide guidance when needed. The Academy is on the other side of this valley. Be careful. Dark energy fills these ruins, and even the fallen Sith live still. The structures you see around you are the plundered tombs of the ancient Sith Lords. Each tomb was once infused with the history and heritage of the old Sith Empire, containing great mysteries and powerful relics of the Force. However, even the many traps could not long hold back the curious, the fools, and the weak. And so these tombs fell, spilling their secrets into the hands of those unable to comprehend or preserve them.
All right.
The broken corpses before you are all that remain of the Sith on Korriban.
Ugh.
I doubt there is much to be gained from looting these bodies. It would be best to leave them be.
I'll take your word for it, I guess.
This way leads to the tomb of Ajunta Paul, a fierce Sith Lord. According to legend, the blade proved more fearsome than the Master, leading to his demise.
Tell me more.
Ajunta's dark specter lived on through the centuries until Revan entered the Sith Lord's tomb in search of the blade. Revan calmed the angry ghost of Ajunta Paul and showed him the path back to the light.
You sound like you disapprove.
One who has fallen so far and done so much evil does not deserve redemption. In a way, such a turning from one's nature is cowardly, a betrayal of the self.
No one is beneath redemption, Kreia. No one.
Perhaps. But redemption is a form of spiritual collapse, a fall few recover from.
Okay. That just means you have a stronger base to build off of, but whatever, that's just my opinion. What happened to the blade?
Unknown. Some have suggested that the blade led to Revan's demise, as it did Ajunta Paul's. That is only speculation, however. Where Revan wanders now is knowledge that only Revan holds.
Okay. Alright then. Can't go in there anyways.
Here, you can just barely see the Sith archaeologists' efforts to uncover relics of the ancients.
Okay, tell me more.
The new Sith Order sought to progress quickly by finding objects of power. I can only imagine what was lost forever due to the carelessness of these excavators. Now the excavation has been almost completely undone by 5 years of wind and sand. So does Korriban protect its secrets.
Okay.
Before you is the tomb of the great Sith Lord, Marka Ragnos, a half-breed who possessed tremendous strength, both physically and in the Force.
Half-breed of what and what?
Ragnos held power for over a century, using his cunning to turn his enemies against each other. His death left a great vacuum of power. We're standing close to the spot where Naga Sadow first confronted Ludo Kresh to vie for domination of the Sith. Their struggle nearly resulted in a civil war that would have torn the Sith apart before they ever threatened the Republic.
Sounds like civil wars are common among the Sith.
Yes, it is the way of the Sith. They must continually test their strength against each other, even if it means destroying themselves.
Well, that's one way to put it. That's what happened between Sadow and Kresh.
As fate would have it, a pair of hyperspace explorers from Sinagar landed on Korriban. Naga Sadow manipulated the Sith into believing they were a sign of impending Republic invasion. This fear resonated with many Sith who were discontent with the lack of expansion of the Sith Empire during the reign of Marka Ragnos. Thus, Naga Sadow became Ragnos' successor.
What's that stench?
The valley we just came from was full of dark energy. But this cave is darker still.
There is great power and dark energy within this cave. I would advise you to finish your explorations within the Academy before venturing into the cave.
Looks like somebody left the doors of the Academy wide open. I have a bad feeling about this.
These Takada were once trained to serve the Sith here.
You can expect more than these beasts within the Academy. Be prepared.
Well, we're going to go ahead and go into the Sith Academy in the next episode. Thank you guys so much once again for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.